think I passed that tree before. And that tree. I think the guy's taking me in circles. No, just kidding. Hi, William Friedman here for the Cross Country Local. Let me know if you have trouble hearing me. I'm using one of these doohickeys. So anyway, I am on a paratransit van sent by CARR, that's C-A-R-R. Hi. It stands for City and Rural Rides. Haven't seen a city yet. You are Superman. You know, I have relatives named Superman. Maybe you're related. Sid and Morty Superman. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're in the schmada business. Yeah, they work with Jerry Flash and Irving Green Arrow. Right. Anyway, William Friedman, Cross Country Local, an expedition to cross the United States from the Atlantic to the Pacific using nothing but local mass transit or community transit. And here I am in a stretch of I-20 through Central Texas, where I'm pretty sure they never met a Superman or a Flash or a Green Arrow. Although I believe the Supermans are from Kansas, right? So here I am heading towards Abilene, Texas, and I'm reminded of something I learned in Dr. Volkema's organizational theory and behavior class, year one of my master's program. We learned about something called the Abilene Paradox, which is kind of like groupthink, except much, much worse. It's when everybody in a group decides on a course of action that none of them want to do and actually would really rather be doing anything else. And it's taken from a story about by a management consultant who, his name was Harvey, Russell Harvey, lived around here. And actually, he lived in a town called Pullman, Texas, about 60 miles south. So, he and his wife, and his wife's parents, who came over for a visit, were sitting around on the porch, just kind of sipping tea and playing some cards or something. And the father-in-law says something to the effect of, "Hey, wouldn't it be great if we just drove into Abilene and had dinner at the restaurant there?" And his daughter, Dr. Harvey's wife, says, "Well, sure, Dad, sounds like a great idea." And then, being no fool, or so he thought, and decided just to go along with whatever his wife had to say, said, "Well, yeah, whatever you want, babe. Let's go to Abilene as long as it's okay with your mom." And in other words, basically hinting to his mother-in-law, saying, "Please, please, please say you don't want to go." But mother-in-law says, "Oh, sure. Well, if everyone else wants to go, let's go." So they drove almost 2 hours in the Texas summer heat without air conditioning in the car. It was back in the day. I drove all the way up to Abilene, had dinner at a restaurant where the food was just not as good as they remembered it being, and then had the same miserable drive home, and they all hated every minute of it. And then someone says, "Well, wasn't it nice to go to Abilene?" And the mother-in-law finally caved in and said, "Well, actually, I wasn't real happy with the trip. I would have rather just stayed home." Someone else said, "I was just doing it to be a good host. I was just doing it to go along." And it turns out the father-in-law, whose idea it was, said, "Oh no, I just suggested it because you're all sitting around doing nothing. I thought you were bored." So the whole group made a decision contrary to the wishes and desires of every individual in it. And people say that that's what led to the Watergate scandal, is that if you'd have talked to any single one of those Nixon operatives outside of the office, they'd have said, this is batshit crazy, this is illegal, this is un-American, I'd rather not do it. But everyone wanted to be a team player, nobody wanted to rock the boat, and so the Abilene Paradox, it was instrumental in bringing down an American president. Heady stuff, huh? Well, that's about as brilliant an idea, as brilliant a mind-blowing concept as I can come across this early in the morning on this deserted stretch of I-20. Why don't you send me some hearts, though, if you like that story? No? Bored the shit out of you? Sorry about that. Anyway, okay. So let me just remind you, my name is William Friedman. I'm heading to Abilene and then on to what I hear is pronounced Colorado City. Is that right, Larry? Colorado City, Texas, where I'm going to be camping out by the lake and state park there. And so have some scoping from the campsite. You get to see that I actually do have the tent in that backpack, and I know how to put one up. So that's it. And then I haven't heard from anyone from Big Spring yet about the way in, but we'll see about that. And I'm still hoping to be in Odessa for the weekend. So I'll keep you posted about that. So follow me here on Periscope if you're not doing that already. If you are doing that already, do me a favor and share me with everything. That had nothing to do with crossing the United States, North Abilene, but you're an engaging speak. Thank you, Bill. All right. So were you familiar with the Abilene Paradox?
Right. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right.
So if you want something to drink, they've got a place in here.
Right. Thank you. Okay, so you can look that up. Anyway, I'm going to take advantage of this bathroom break. Again, William Friedman, cross-country local, taking advantage of a rare, strong Verizon signal here. Story time. Okay, well, if you're following me on Periscope, please invite your friends to follow me on Periscope and follow Cross Country Local on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram, hashtag XC Local. That's X-Ray Charlie Local for Cross Country Local. And I'll see you at the campsite.